back.
We back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Be Real Entertainment presents Sports Spit with my co-host, Crown Vic, and it's me, your boy, your player partner, your partner that's a real player out here in these goddamn streets. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, man? Yeah. We coming to you from the Hall of Game, where we giving you 360 degrees of game. For those that don't understand, that's game all the way around.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Hey, Vic.
Yes,
we
sir.
about what? Halfway through the season now?
About halfway through the season. Yeah. Pretty much exactly halfway. Some teams have played as little as 39. Some teams have played as much as 43 games. So we're right in the perfect time to kind of take a look and kind of see what's happened and kind of forecast. Kind of, do we expect things to kind of change up a little bit, or we pretty much expect it to kind of play out how it's gone so far?
Hey, commercial break me one time for the one time. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share these videos with people. Let them know how we getting down. Yeah. Okay, back to the regular scheduled programming. Go ahead, Vic. Let's start it off, man. Tell me what's on your mind.
Well, let's just take a look at the standings and kind of see, where things are and see if we expect things to kind of stay the same or change.
Okay.
You want to start out east? You want to start out west? What do you want to do?
We start out east.
All right, let's do it.
Now, I've been trying to tell people, especially Vic, I've been trying to tell Crown Vic this for the longest. The Cleveland Cavaliers. He ain't had no faith in them Cavaliers.
I didn't.
But as you see, you know what I'm saying, they ain't even lost 10 games yet. You know what I'm saying? They still doing their thing. Still making it happen. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, there was no surprise with Cleveland. Vic is the only one that's same shock. But if he'd have been listening to me, it wouldn't have been a real shock. But, go ahead and tell him how you feel.
Yeah, he a damn light. He might have liked him to be in the top 4. He definitely ain't know this would be number 1.
Come on, man. I've been talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You've been talking
ever since they got
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, with Garland and Mitchell, and them two, Mobley and Allen, and then a fill-in for the other spot. Man, that's deal. That's deal. But then they got the Warriors' old coach. You know what I'm saying? One of the bench coaches. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
What that mean? What the Warriors did?
Hey, man, listen.
What the Warriors did?
He was part of the championship, coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he got championship pedigree.
Okay.
Flowing through his veins and rings on his finger.
So did Mike Brown. He got fired, though. Yeah.
But that's a different.
He out west.
He out west. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. It's tougher out west.
Yeah, man. You know what it is. You know how it is out west, man.
I know how it is out west.
You can tell by his hat.
Oh.
Yeah, but like I said, Cleveland doing their thing. They the top seed out there.
Yeah, top seed out east.
What's the surprise that you in the East that's got you either positive or negative?
The surprise is Cleveland for me. I picked them to be in the play-in category. Ooh. Yeah, I expected them to be a down year for them.
No, sir.
That is not how it played out. That's not how it played out. Now, so as far as that goes, Milwaukee started off the season terrible.
That's a surprise for me.
But as we currently see right now, they're in the 4th spot. So
who, Milwaukee?
Yeah. So it might not be where you thought they'd be, but they've salvaged the season.
From what I'm looking at, they're in the 6th spot.
You gotta hit refresh.
Damn.
Yeah. They 23-17. They are currently 4 games, not 4 games. They're 4th spot. They're a game up on the Pacers, who actually weren't doing that great either, and climbed up to the 5th spot. They've 8-2 in their last 10 games. Milwaukee's been 7-3 in their last 10 games. So those teams are making headway. They're climbing. So if New York's not, if they're not they don't stay on their P's and Q's, they might get got.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the injury to Cat,
they might be dropping.
I don't know though. I mean, they was a top-notch team without Cat, but they did have Hardenstein though.
Yeah, well, they're 4-6 in their last 10, so they're not trending the right way right now. So the top 6 spots, the non-playing spots right now in the East, got Cleveland 1, Boston Celtics number 2, New York Knicks number 3, Milwaukee Bucks number 4, Indiana Pacers number 5, and the Orlando Magic. The recuperating, starting to get healthy again. Orlando Magic, getting their All-Star back, Paolo Banchero.
They missing them,
6
one
spot.
of them Wagner boys.
Yeah, they missing Wagner. They missing Franz. Yeah, missing Franz Wagner. He'll be out a few more weeks, but they got Paolo back, and so they should be able to stay afloat. If they stayed afloat this long, they should be able to keep it up. I would think. I think anyway. And then the play-in teams right now. The play-in teams are Atlanta number 7, Pistons
Detroit
number 8, Miami number 9, Chicago number 10.
What's surprising me, along with the Milwaukee Bucks, is this Philadelphia 76ers. I did not expect for Philly to be playing like garbage team. I didn't expect for that. You know, they got Paul George with the emergence of Maxey.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying, Joel Embiid. I didn't see that at all.
I mean, but they also lost their Rookie of the Year candidate, for the season. Torn meniscus. So,
but he's a rookie. He's not really going to impact.
He was averaging like 19.
Who is he?
McCain.
Oh, I don't know him.
He was balling. Talking about balling.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. What position he play?
He's a forward, I'm pretty sure. Let me check it out and check out the stats and look it up. But McCain. Let's see, Jared McCain. Yeah, but he's been real impactful for the season. He was leading the Rookie of the Year. Right now he's at 15 per game. 6'3", so he's a guard. He's like a combo. So he play opposite Maxey. So that gives him probably a small backcourt. But yeah, he contributes. Yeah, it's 15. He was upwards of 19 before he got hurt.
And that probably was when Joel was hurt.
Yes, when Joel was hurt. Yeah. I mean,
and so he could average that when Joel, but when Joel get back, them numbers was gonna not be there like that. I mean, he probably would have gave you a solid 10.
I mean, well, it was when at the beginning of the season, if you remember, Paul George and Joel were out.
Right.
So he averaged about 19, 20 a game then. And then Paul George came back, and so I guess that number kind of crept back to about 15 a game. So is he a 20-point per game scorer if they've got Joel, George, and Maxey? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But he's proven in the short stint of his rookie season that he can get a bucket though. So if he needed to carry more load, he could.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a big loss for them. And Joel not being healthy for pretty much the first half of the season.
Yeah, I ain't heard hardly nothing about Joel all season for real.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for him, and especially for him to show up and play in the Olympics and then not be able to play up and show for his actual team. That's I'm sure it's kind of confounding for a lot of the Sixer fans out there.
You think
when they probably wish he'd have just not played.
Right, especially since he's so injury prone. But do you think Philly is ready to move on from Joel.
Move on how? What does that look like?
It look like they won't have Joel.
So what do you mean? Like they trade him away? Would they like what?
Yeah. Do you see something like that happening? If it's gonna booster their team, or
I don't know,
or get a bunch of. But see, a lot of times, those GMs, and that's that one GM from Houston, Morey.
Yeah,
Daryl Morey.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to accumulate draft picks.
Yeah,
he's a draft king, like draft pick king. You know what I'm saying? He like that.
He's played 13 games so far this year. 24.5 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. Shooting 45% from the field, 33% from 3. Yeah, I mean, the whole team is built. It's pretty much built around Embiid to be there, though.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to pretty much change the whole concept of what the team is. So I think they're kind of.
I don't really think it's built around Joel no more, because in order for it to be built around Joel correctly, you would have to have shooters. So you can go outside in.
You got Maxey. You got George.
Maxey is a slasher. Maxey ain't no real shooter. He's not a shooter. Maxey is a good basketball player, but he's more of a slasher type of player. Yeah, he's not a real shooter. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what the analytics say. He's a slasher. That's his play. Eye test. You know what I'm saying? He's to the bucket. You know what I mean? He will shoot. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but he's a guy that's gonna drive to the basket.
He shot over 40% twice. Last year he shot 37% from 3. This year he's shooting 33%. So he's lost his stroke, but that may be because he hasn't had Embiid to make the game easier for him.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see Paul George
shooting
as
9 threes a game.
I don't see Paul George as being a shooter as well.
Oh, you don't think Paul's a shooter? Yeah, both those guys. Well, at the very least, both those guys are capable shooters.
They're capable, but they're not really
capable shooters.
They're not really shooters. You wouldn't put them in a shooter category.
Just throw a couple names out there. Like who would you like to play around and be? Just throw some names out there. Like,
Embiid look like pretty good out in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? You know where they are some shooters.
Well, that's not. But that's not gonna happen.
There's shooters out there. There's shooters in that Bay.
Is there shooters in the Bay?
Yeah, you got Wardell.
Well, of course, Steph is the shooter, but I'm talking about everybody else. Like Buddy Hield is falling off dramatically.
Man, dude, Buddy is he wishy-washy. But we got a guy called Lindy Waters the Third.
Lindy Waters the Third.
Yeah, he's a good shooter, man.
See, this why they 11th.
Man,
we'll get to that later.
Yeah. There's some shooters out there, but I don't know. I don't really think the team is really built around him.
I mean, they had the other Curry brother for a little bit. I can't remember his name. I was about to say Steph. It ain't Steph Curry. Seth Curry. They had Seth Curry for a little bit. They let him go. I don't know why they let him go. They had Buddy Hield last year. But
that's two shooters.
He can be streaky. He's a streaky shooter.
Buddy is definitely streaky.
So I think Maxey and George are more even keeled than they are. They might. Buddy might end up with a better percentage, but they probably don't have the highs and lows that Buddy has.
Okay, I can go with that one. But I just don't think that they built a team around a good team around him. Yeah. So I think they kind of moving away from that.
Okay. They got Andre Drummond for whatever that's worth. Andre Drummond.
Detroit Andre Drummond?
Yeah.
Oh, he still play?
Yep, he's still playing. He's still out there getting them checks.
He's stealing.
He's stealing.
He's stealing.
He playing now. You know, with Embiid not playing as much, he was playing. So you know. But yeah, Philly's definitely been the
disappointment.
And the bigger surprise than the Cavs being number one, honestly, is them not even being in the play-in. Like,
no, they're 11. You know, and
that ain't in the play-in.
Yeah.
I mean, they in the play-in picture.
They're only a game. Yeah, they're only a game and a half out. You know, as far as Chicago is 10th.
Yeah, I mean, but when you lose 4 in a row, like that game and a half, probably like a mountain.
But if you look up, Chicago lost 4 in a row too.
And that brings me to this point. What do you see in the standings changing, and do you see
in the top?
Do you see just in general from 1 through 10? Do you see any massive movements, and do you see the same 10 teams being there at the end of the day, or does Philly come and take that spot? Does Brooklyn come and take that spot, or does Charlotte come from 13 down? I know you got a lot of LaMelo fans that think LaMelo's a good player or a great player.
LaMelo is he's susceptible to being injured.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he gets injured a lot, and I wouldn't put no money on him. You know, taking his team, staying healthy enough to take his team deep or into the playoffs.
Now he's done it before, but I mean he may have missed the first 20 games this year or something.
Okay.
So you know he's kind of. I mean he'd have had a better shot had he been able to start the season, you know, with the team. But you know they've got this big deficit now, and they do good to get into the play-in situation, especially since they're 6 games back of the play-in. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
But I don't see. I think Cleveland and Boston and New York pretty much probably locked in now. Okay. It's almost like as far as win, you know, the win in the winning column.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee, Indiana, and Orlando, all 3 of them won 23 games.
Yeah.
That might fluctuate.
Mm-hmm. They're a game and a half separated between 4 and 6.
Yeah, so that might fluctuate a little bit. But the top 3, I think the top 3 gonna stay in half.
Okay. Yeah. Do you see anybody from that top 6 falling into the play-in category, or do you think those teams in the play-in category right now, or those can catch them?
I don't know if Miami can come up and catch them because they having Jimmy Butler problems and Pat Riley problems.
Now, does that change? Would that change the landscape of the league, or do you think wherever Jimmy goes, it's not going to make too much difference for the other team's future and as far as Miami's future? If they trade Jimmy, do they fall out? Are they out of the picture?
Well, they playing right now without Jimmy. You know, pretty much.
He came back. He's been back a game or 2.
Right. Okay. But for the most part, they've been playing without him. He's been injured.
Yeah.
And so this is what you get right now.
Okay.
A 20-20 type team.
So you think they still stay in the mix, even with
they
him or without
stay midway. Yeah.
In the play-in.
Yeah.
In the play-in zone. Okay.
Exactly. But if he goes somewhere, depending on where he go, I was hearing trade for Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler. Now that would be nice because Phoenix is kind of soft. You know, they don't have that tough, rugged type of player that's gonna, you know, get in there and tell them like, hey, this ain't what it do. You know.
I mean, I can't think of many teams that'll get worse by adding Jimmy Butler. Like I think Jimmy Butler will improve a lot of teams, depending on what you need to give up to get him. But I think if you had to give up a whole bunch, you wouldn't be trying to acquire him anyway.
And Riley is a guy that, you know, he just ain't gonna let him go.
No.
Acquiring, half your team,
Mm-hmm.
or the second and third or fourth best players and some picks.
Mm-hmm. But usually what happens in these kind of trades is you get the poo-poo platter, or you get one good player and a couple players that really aren't going to help your team that much.
Mm-hmm. And picks.
Yeah, like, I mean, for Shaq, the Lakers got what? They got Lamar Odom, which was the one good piece, and then they got Brian Grant, and like I think maybe Chucky Atkins or something wild or something like that. It was so. I mean, that's typically how these trades go. You get quarters on a dollar,
right,
of what the value of the actual player is. So
true.
And he's a rental. You only got him for a couple months. If you don't make a promise to try to, you can't. Because you're not supposed to be able to negotiate like that. But unless you come to get some kind of assurances that he's will resign with you, then you're just renting for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So
that
it's got that part of it too.
Okay, let's go to the West.
Let's go to the West. All right, so the Western Conference. So OKC Thunder, number one. That was my prediction. But they were number one last year. Probably not going out on them too much, but
the surprise to me in the West is the Houston Rockets.
Definitely.
Ime Udoka has once again proved that he is an excellent coach.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good crop of young players, and he guided them the right way, just like how he did Boston. That was his team. He the one got that. Joe Mazzulla just happened to be there, and I don't think he's a good coach. But we ain't talking about the West. I mean the East.
Yeah.
We talking about Ime. Coaching the Houston Rockets to a 27-13 record as of today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis is playing well.
I predicted them.
With who I say is the most exciting player in the game right now as we breathe. Yeah. Ja Morant is the most exciting player in the game.
The only other player that I could give pushback at that would be Ant. I'd say
they're 1 and 2. But
they're 1 and 2.
To me, hey, Ja, he just boomed on Wemby, your boy.
Yeah, I mean it didn't count, but yeah.
But
yeah.
man, he
the
did
highlight,
it.
The highlight was there,
and he can do it.
He played through the whistle when Wemby played through the whistle. Said it was both on. They was both with the smoke.
Yeah.
So, so you got him.
Yeah,
he got him. He can count my book. But yeah, I mean, it's just my thing is just that you see Ja kind of miss a lot more of those than you see him make. Like he'll attempt a lot more than he'll actually succeed on, and I mean, I think Ant's got like a garage full of bodies,
But Ja's be so spectacular. Man.
I mean, I think it's just because he's the smaller player.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and so it just look a certain way when Ja do it. Like it just look a certain,
like,
it's more unbelievable.
Like look up above your head. Look above your head. How he just boomed on. How he just boomed on your boy. Number 6.
Number
six. 6. Yeah. For the Lakers.
Oh, LeBron. Oh, look above my head.
I don't talk like that.
There he is.
I don't speak like that. Number 6 for the Lakers.
Number 6 for the Lakers.
Yeah. He finna get a patch knocked out of his head. You know
Too
what I'm
late.
saying?
All right.
But yeah, so Ja, Memphis, they doing it. They playing.
Yeah.
Now, will they hold that spot? I don't know.
You think Denver's gonna catch them?
Denver has a good chance of catching them.
They're a game and a half back.
Yeah, Denver has a good chance of catching them, but will they catch them though? That's just the point.
I think that depends on it really depends on the health of Ja Morant. If Ja Morant can stay in the lineup and stay healthy through the big bulk of the second half of these next uh, 40 games or so, then yeah, I think they can hold him off. But we'll see. I think it all depends on John Morant's health situation, because he has a propensity to try to make these spectacular plays and come up gimp and limp and hurt.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened when I went to the Memphis game and watched him play the Lakers. He tried to dunk over 2 or 3 guys and took a hard fall. Like, he's got to learn he can't do that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are going to do that, make sure it's the playoffs. You know.
When it means something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got Denver at 4th. Got the Clippers at 5th,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think, is impressive in itself. No Westbrook, no Kawhi for a big bulk of it. Like,
but Westbrook playing well in Denver.
oh yeah,
He's playing well.
It's been a resurgence. I mean, people were ready
Thought
to
he was
bury
done.
him. People were ready to bury him, and when he was a Laker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just because they can't. His game and
A lot of
LeBron's
people
game
can't
don't
play
mix.
with LeBron.
A lot of people can't play with LeBron.
A lot of people can't and don't want to play with LeBron.
Like, I mean, when LeBron was in his prime, his play style pretty much made people one-dimensional players.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Look and watch.
either you're gonna be a lob threat or you're gonna be a shooter.
Yeah.
And that was it, because he was gonna have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wasn't a shooter and if you wasn't a lob threat, you didn't compliment him.
Right.
So
But yeah.
So it didn't work, and that's why Russell Westbrook didn't work, because he wasn't really a lob threat. I mean, he could catch a oop, but he didn't. He ain't gonna be just in the dunker spot or nothing.
And he wasn't a shooter
Yeah, and he wasn't a shooter
at all.
So
The thing about the West that's got me just thinking, like, what were they thinking? It's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they traded Cat.
Cat trade. Yeah. I said I don't think.
That was like,
I said I didn't think it was really a good move.
oh my goodness. I'm like, what is y'all thinking about? I know Nas Reed.
Mm-hmm.
I know
He's a shooter.
he's a shooter, but he can't shoot as well as Cat can. He can't shoot as well as Cat can. Coming off the bench, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was good to have him off the bench, but to have him as a starter,
Mm-hmm.
nah.
Yeah, that conspiracy kind of thing.
And
Yeah, I mean,
Julius Randle, he just can't. He seemed like he out of place. I feel like he out of place in Minnesota.
I just think it, and now well, we can't gloss over the roster change without talking about how, and maybe this is because of the roster change, that Anthony Edwards has fundamentally changed his game. Because
In what way?
now Anthony Edwards shoots like 8 threes a game.
Was he shooting more
That is
than
a
that?
ton. No, you're shooting less than that.
Okay.
And I think that what it was because when he had Cat, they could, the self-proclaimed best shooting big man ever, he was able to have the inside to himself and could slash and be diverse in that type of way, because Ant could play the perimeter or they can pick and roll and he can get to the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cat
now
will draw his man out.
Cat will draw his man out
Yeah.
and not have that lane clogged up.
Right.
Randall ain't gonna play out there like that.
No. And he's not a threat out there.
He's not a threat out there. Yeah. So I mean, he's not even gonna be out there. So it don't even matter if he was a threat or not. Randall ain't gonna be out there. And so now he's shooting. Last year he shot 6.7 threes a game. This year he's shooting 10 threes a game. Now he's shooting the best 3-point percentage he's ever shot. He's shooting 43% from three. Okay. So he's hitting that's a big number. That's like a Steph type of number. 43% from threes is a good clip.
Okay.
But should he be shooting 10 threes a night is the thing. Like that changes how the team functions. Changes how the team works. And so I don't know. Yes, like with him shooting the 10 threes, I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know if it's because Randall is in the lane clogging it up, and so he's
he can't get to the cup like he was.
Yeah. So he's got Randall in the post, and so he'd rather just take a long jumper than drive, or is this just how Ant wants to play? I remember in the playoffs, Ant took a ton of threes, more threes than I thought he should have took. But apparently he's worked on it extremely hard offseason because he's a much more reliable 3-point shooter than he was last year.
Okay.
And he wasn't a bad 3-point shooter last year. It just wasn't
when it was counting.
Yeah, I mean it just wasn't. It was a part of his game. It wasn't the strength of his game. It was just a part of his game, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Something he can do, but not something he does extremely well.
Or he should do a whole lot. Yeah. And 9 and 10 is a whole lot. 10 is a lot of threes. It's a lot of threes. It's a ton of threes. Yeah, he ain't Steph.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, he's not. And so, yeah, I just think that trade just changed the dynamics of how the offense runs, and how they play.
And they've sunk in the standings. Last year they was like
number two. Yeah, they were number one a lot of the year last year.
They messed up their team, and now they dropped. I mean, if they would have just kept him, they'd have had a chance of being, the best team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now I don't really know. I mean, they've got Cat as number 4 in the MVP race, ahead of Jalen Brunson.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not sure if the trade really made them better per se.
Oh, New York?
Yeah. I mean, because they didn't have Randall at the back half of the season last year anyway. So, I mean, just having a body there is better than not having a body. But I don't know if they were worse off with Randall than they would have been, than with Ant. So I don't even know if they really even got better from the trade. They just got different.
New York.
Yeah, New York. So I think it's kind of a rare trade where really nobody won.
Well, I would say New York won because they got a better player.
Yeah, I mean, he is the better player. Just if you have the two players, Randall versus Cat's the better player.
Plus, he got height, and you can't teach height.
Yeah. He also got soft. I feel like Randall's the more aggressive player, but he's not as good. I mean, he's a more rugged player.
Right.
But Cat's just a better player, even with his finesse and his softness and his he's still the better player.
He to me he almost like in the mold of a Duncan.
Okay.
Tim Duncan,
Okay.
Tim Duncan wasn't rugged.
Tim Duncan had defense though.
But I'm talking about as far as his personality and how he is out there on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, I'd say he's closer to Chris Bosh in all the ways.
Chris Bosh
from everything. Personality.
Well, I wasn't saying that he was as good as Tim.
Yeah,
but
okay.
like Tim just wasn't. He wasn't that type of a player.
I get you. I mean, but Tim was like from the elbow down. Like, Cat's he's like a perimeter shooter. Yeah, he likes elbow out.
Right. So would it be more Nowitzki?
I say that's yeah. I mean, I'd say he's probably just more of a Chris Bosh who takes more threes. I wouldn't say he was Dirk because Dirk's just a shooter. Yeah, but maybe Nowitzki's a new one. I mean, because they called Nowitzki soft forever.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. But Cat just Cat.
Yeah, Cat. That's Cat.
Okay.
And we got so the Clippers are 5, Lakers are 6, Dallas Mavericks, your Western Conference finalists from last year. They're 7th. Minnesota 8th. Sacramento 9th after firing Mike Brown. They're 8-2. And the Phoenix Suns number 10. And your Golden State Warriors coming up the rear at number 11. And my San Antonio Spurs. Number 12. I just say that because I'm a big Wemby fan.
I think Wemby gave him that hat.
It was a gift. Thank you.
Wemby sitting in that hat like, hey.
Said,
That was the hat Wemby had when he signed.
he wanted me to try out being a Texan. I was like, I'll try it.
Yeah. But anything in the bottom?
Yeah, well, I just think we want to talk about, Golden State, they've been a playing team maybe the last 2 years. So I don't think it's really that surprising if they're just outside of the playing picture. That fact, I don't think it's that surprising. But I want to ask you, do you see them making it in, or do you see? I think you agree with me. The Golden State and the Spurs are only two people outside of the playing that can make it, that could creep up in there. And if Golden State and or San Antonio was to creep up in there, who would you think would fall out to accommodate that shift in the standings?
I would say that probably the team that's right up above both of them.
Oh, it's Phoenix. You think Phoenix would drop out?
Yeah, because Phoenix is not playing how they supposed to be playing.
What if they get
they said, but they got to get chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, they got to get chemistry, which they never really had with Bradley Beal and Booker and Durant. You know, they never really developed that team chemistry.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty much the reason. Plus, they keep firing coaches. You know what I'm saying? They just got Milwaukee's head coach, Bud Budenholzer.
Budenholzer?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
They got Bud. And they just got to learn how to play under Bud. And Bud got to really know what he's working with. You know, he got to see all the tools that he got.
Okay.
So, I think that Phoenix can fall down.
Okay.
But do I see Phoenix falling down and Golden State rising? No. I don't. I would like it to. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
I would like it to.
Oh, we know it. You
But,
gotta really be feeling it because you a fan.
Man.
Like, you gotta really.
But for me, it starts at the top.
Steph?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, the general manager.
Oh. Who's the general manager again?
Mike Dunleavy.
Oh, okay.
He was garbage as a player.
I've heard
no
this take
experience.
before.
No experience. And garbage as a general manager.
Nepotism.
And I don't see him building the team up around Steph. You know what I'm saying? They're not building the team around Steph. Like, the one thing I could say about the Lakers, they built the team around LeBron.
They tried to.
Yeah.
At least, they tried to.
But they ain't even trying to.
Well, then did you hear the recent comment saying that Steph, Draymond, and it was one other player, I can't remember who it was. Oh, and Steve Kerr wasn't a player. That they all agreed that it wasn't worth mortgaging the future to get a player to try to help them win now. That's how they
Draymond been saying that. Draymond been
That's
saying
what they've been
that.
saying.
He been saying that for a minute. But it is. You got to. Steph only got a couple more years, and you got to build around him. Stop concerning your Draymond. This is to you. Stop concerning yourself with the team because
Of the organization.
the team, as soon as you leave or whatever, they ain't gonna care nothing else about you. You know, they might give you a ceremony and this, that, and the third, but they don't care about you as much as you care about the team.
Well, he definitely don't retire his number and all that. So you don't think he's gonna be like
They might do
like
that, but
a lifetime warrior?
the thing is, teams care more so about the organization than they do the player. And as a player, you need to care more about right now than what your legacy is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 4, yeah, you got 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have 5. You
Mm-hmm.
could probably even 6. You know, that's stretching it, but
Mm-hmm.
care. And I need Steph to be more selfish.
Yeah. You
I
know
need
what?
Steph to be more selfish. And I need Draymond to care about right now. Don't worry about the organization, because the organization don't care about you as you care about the organization.
Now, I actually agree with this take, because before Steph came along, when was the last time the Golden State Warriors won a championship? It was like maybe the 70s or something.
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
It was decades ago. Steph and them, they weren't even alive.
Mm-hmm.
So there are no guarantees, no matter how good you think your front office is, no matter how good you think the organization is. There are no guarantees that the pieces that you keep around are going to help you secure a championship over the next 5-10 years, because that's
Right.
That's pretty much the window you're going to be looking at. So, especially in the NBA, championships teams have windows. And if you don't do everything you can to extend that window as long as you can,
Or go through the window
you've done a disservice
to your superstar.
to the organization, to the players, to the fans, like everybody. Because I know you think you're looking out for the organization. That's what Reinsdorf thought he was doing. It's like we can't pay Phil no more. We ain't paying to keep, Scotty, and we're breaking this team up no matter what happens. We ain't paying for this team again.
Mm-hmm.
That was 25 years ago. That's more than 25 years ago. They talk all that they built this team, but they ain't been able to replicate it. They ain't did it since.
Nope. Ain't even sniffed it.
And so they're talking about they could have got another one, but maybe
They would have.
if they could have kept that, if they kept that team together, they'd have had a shot at getting another one. And so, but I think that maybe the organizations, maybe a lot of organizations feel like once you've had a run, because let's be serious, all the runs are expensive. If you got a team that's got a window, and you've been competing for several years, it's expensive to keep them teams together.
Yeah, it is.
And so, if you've got 1, 2, in Golden State's case, got 4.
Mm-hmm. In the LeBron era,
They figure that's enough. They might have figured that's enough. That was plenty. It's time to start.
Well, then let Steph go.
Making
Free
money.
Steph.
It's time to start making money.
I said that last.
Yeah, but they can't do that. Like
Free Steph. Trade him. Let him go to a contender.
Now, Steph's comments have kind of been in line with that, saying that if people think him playing on the average team is okay, it's not. If people think that he's fine not winning because he's already won, that's not the case.
They don't think like that.
So, but I know the organization would like to keep him as a lifelong Warrior.
But you got dumb Dunleavy.
So maybe they're right. They're doing right, walking that tightrope, or trying to keep him happy enough.
If they ain't winning and they ain't in the playoffs,
to go through these struggle years,
and they ain't up in the upper echelons. I ain't saying they got to be 1 or 2, but just up there in the top 4, he's not happy. He might say he's happy. He gonna say what he needs to say to look like, a team player.
Mm-hmm.
But for real, he ain't going for that.
But Steph is what, 35, 36? Like, legitimately. Now, if Steph wants to go ride a coattail to a championship, that's another discussion.
No, he can lead. He can lead
the
team.
But legitimately,
he can go to a team and lead it.
But legitimately, he's got at most
3 years.
If that window hasn't already passed, he's got this year, and if he's fortunate, next year, I think,
No, I
to
say
be able to,
3 more years.
to be able to lead a team. For LeBron, that window's passed. It looks like for Durant, that window's passed. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And we might already be there, but that era of players, Steph might have been the last one to get a ring. I think that their run might be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that era, those guys, their run might be done. Steph was the last one to get a ring. Then we've had Giannis, we've had Jokic, now we've had Tatum. It might just be
Young boy turn.
yeah. It's the era's changed. Their times. They
got now.
yeah. They got now. You know?
They got now.
They had then,
They had next.
and now they got now.
Now they got now.
And now they got now.
Yeah.
So, and you never really know until you look back at it, you know, because nobody ever knows when their run's done.
No.
Not until they look back at it, you know. As long as they kept playing, you know, Jordan might have been the only one that everybody knew when his run was done because he stepped away.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I didn't know that Kobe's run was done when he won that 2010 one.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know until you got to look back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey. Anything else?
Well, just one last thing. So, you just said you didn't see if Phoenix would fall out, or you thought they were the most likely candidate to fall out. I'm interested that you didn't say Sacramento, or now if I had to say it, I'd say if I think anybody's gonna fall out, January 18th. It might sound crazy that I think the team in the 5 spot will fall out, but that's just what I feel like. I feel like if anybody falls out of this playoff scenario, I feel like it'll be the Clippers. I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I just don't believe it. I mean, they've done good to be where they are at this point, but I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. So with that said, we'll see. I think this. Not sure about Golden State, but I think the Spurs make the play in. And with Golden State having a good chance to do it, especially if something happens with De'Aaron Fox, because I heard he was looking to get out of there. But they've been playing well, so we'll see. They just got into the play-in. They were outside of the play-in for a long time too.
Mm-hmm. They had that winning streak. Yeah,
so they're 8-2 in their last 10. So they'll probably be a revolving door for the last 3 months of the season. But we'll see. Yeah. And I think that's it, man. That's all we got for this time.
Okay. Like I said earlier, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share these videos. And you got your boy right here, my co-host, Crown Vic.
Yes, sir.
And you got me, your boy, your player partner. Your partner that's a real player out here in these goddamn streets. OG good game. Oh yeah. I'm out here, man. You know. And it's been a real one. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for checking us out. And this is Sports Spit. And we out. Peace.
See y'all next time, you hear?